What's going on my YouTube family? Hope you guys have an amazing day. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys have been safe. We've had some crazy weather over here in the UK. It's been hot. We've had 34 degrees, 36 degrees. We've had a crazy heat wave. Aircon hasn't turned off all week, but now it's back to reality. Raining, gloomy, that dead weather. But anyway, at least we had almost 10 days of heat. So that's our summer done. Guys, this story is the ultimate battle between two of the biggest rivalry in the car manufacturer business. This story is none other than Ferruccio Lamborghini and Enzo Ferrari. So how did it all start? Ferruccio Lamborghini was born on the 28th of April 1916. He was born into a farming background. His parents were into agriculture and farming, and one of their business, they used to grow a lot of grapes. They were in the winemaking business. However, Ferruccio Lamborghini had no interest in farming. In fact, he hated it, and every time his dad used to tell him to do something, he was nowhere to be found. He was always in the garage trying to fix his dad's tractor or trying to fix an engine. He's always in the garage. He had that passion, that desire for cars, motors and engines. So what did Ferruccio do? He ended up enrolling in mechanical engineering, and as soon as he graduated, it was at war and it was World War II. So he had to join the army. As soon as he enrolled into the army, they quickly noticed that when it came to mechanics and when it came to fixing motors, he was the go-to. He was the man. So they quickly noticed his talent, that when it came to mechanics, Ferruccio was amazing. So they quickly put him in charge of all the military vehicles. No matter what they threw at him, he was always able to fix. No matter the problem of the vehicle, he was always able to fix it. So they nicknamed him El Professore, which basically means the professor. After World War II finished, he remained in the military for 1 year. He gained more experience. As soon as he was let go by the military, he opened a small garage where he was fixing cars, bikes, small engines, and he had about 3 employees, and that was in 1947. However, Ferruccio quickly noticed there was a huge demand in Italy for agriculture and farming, and there was no one manufacturing tractors at that time. Ferruccio Lamborghini, he thought of an amazing idea. Why not use his contacts in the military? Italy had a lot of unused military vehicles, so what he used to do, he got the military vehicles and converted them to tractors. This is where his second company was born, Ferrari Lamborghini. Ferrari Lamborghini was military vehicles that were converted into tractors. So he used to take off the suspension, he used to take off the bumpers, and he made them into tractors. So he used to get a very good deal. This just shows the craftsmanship and how intelligent Ferruccio Lamborghini was. He partnered with a British motor company, Morris Engines. The only problem is with Morris Engines, they were petrol. And this just shows the genius Ferruccio was. He invented his own atomizer that allowed him to convert a petrol engine into a diesel engine. Because diesel at that time was far cheaper than petrol, and that's what made Ferrari Lamborghini such a success. It went from selling 3 tractors a day to 30 a day, and by 1960 he was 400 man strong. The company just kept growing and growing and growing. And he was the go-to man when it came to tractors. His tractors were far one of the best in Italy at that time. They were the go-to. They were the Rolls Royce of the tractors at that time. Now Ferruccio Lamborghini, his business is growing at such a rapid pace, and now he's one of the wealthiest men in Italy. His tractors are a success. So what do you do when you have a lot of money? You start splashing the money. So he had a passion for luxury cars, luxury watches, and also bullfighting. We'll come to that later. Some of the cars that he owned were Alfa Romeo, Maserati, Jaguar, Mercedes, one and only Ferrari 250 GT, Ferruccio Lamborghini. He was very critical with his cars as he was a mechanic, but the car that annoyed him the most, Ferrari 250 GT. The main problem that he had is the clutch. When he was driving slow, it was fine, but every time he accelerates, the clutch drops. He kept taking it back to Ferrari, back to the service team. They used to fix it, give it back to him, and it happens again. Going back and forth to the Ferrari team, and this just frustrated him because he was getting a big bill. And what was shocking to him, he was not allowed to watch the service team fix the Ferrari. He was not allowed to see what they were doing. This just angered Ferruccio, and he was fed up, and he wanted to take the matter into his own hands, and he wanted to see if he can fix the car himself. And he managed to find the fault of the car, and after numerous attempts in trying to meet Enzo Ferrari, at that time Enzo Ferrari was the man. He was a very big, powerful figure in Italy. To get a meeting with Enzo Ferrari was almost impossible. So after numerous attempts, he managed to get an appointment with him. He drove all the way to Modena just to get a meeting with Enzo Ferrari. So he goes to meet Enzo Ferrari and kept telling him, your cars are rubbish, they're terrible, I've had the clutch fixed numerous times. Kept shouting at him, kept screaming. Ferruccio Lamborghini ended with, if you want, I can show you how to fix the problem. Enzo Ferrari waited until Ferruccio was finished, and he just saw red. He didn't like the fact that somebody came to him and was telling him that his incredible invention is rubbish. He couldn't take it, and he saw red. Didn't like the fact that a farmer came all the way to Modena to tell him that his cars were rubbish and that they had numerous faults and he can even fix it. He didn't like that one bit. So Enzo Ferrari told Ferruccio, basically he waited for him until he was finished, and he was like, stay in your lane. This is for the big leagues. Stick to driving tractors. You can't handle a beast like a Ferrari. This got to Ferruccio Lamborghini the most. He couldn't take the insult. What would you do if you got insulted? Would you moan? Would you sit down? Or would you take action? Ferruccio Lamborghini, as soon as he went back home, he couldn't believe the disrespect and he couldn't believe the insults. So he wanted to compete with him. He's not just a farmer, he knows about his motors, he knows about his cars, and then you know what? He's going to compete with Enzo Ferrari, and to make it worse, he's going to make better cars than Ferrari. So he goes back home and buys a huge land and built a factory. This is where the third company, Automobili Lamborghini, was born. Ferruccio wanted to stick with the bull logo. Why? He loved bullfighting. It was one of his hobbies to go and watch bullfighting. He wanted to stick with the bull because if you look at the logo, the bull is charging. That just symbolizes that the bull is about to knock out the stallion. What's the stallion? The Ferrari. So basically he's telling Enzo Ferrari, get ready, the Lamborghini is about to knock out the Ferrari from the market. So after he acquired the land and he built the factory, he wanted to create his first ever car, Lamborghini 350 GT. He got on board one of the best car designers at that time, Paolo Stanzini. Ferruccio took it even further, also took on board a lot of employees that used to work for Enzo Ferrari. The reason why Enzo Ferrari's work environment was very toxic. A lot of his engineers didn't like working for Ferrari because his wife got too involved within the business. She was taking the company in the wrong direction. So a lot of the employees were either sacked or they chose to leave, and the majority of them joined Ferruccio Lamborghini. There was a problem with the Lamborghini 350 GT. What was the problem? When they made the car, the engine was a bit too big. It didn't fit. So there was an upcoming exhibition, and this exhibition was very important for Ferruccio. He was going to get a lot of eyeballs on the car and it was going to help him a lot. What does he do? This just shows that he's smart and he thinks outside the box. So guys, what would you do in that situation? You've got one of the biggest car exhibition, and this is going to help sales a lot. This will make your car either a success or a failure. You don't have time to make another engine to make it fit. Quickly he turned it around and he realized that this exhibition was only for show. No one was going to drive the car. It was more to do with looks, if the car looks nice. It was mainly for looks. No one was going to drive the vehicle, so he quickly put bricks inside the bonnet just to give it that illusion that there's something in the car, because if he didn't do that, the car would look obvious that there's no engine in the car. And guess what? The Lamborghini 350 was a success. It sold well. Ferruccio and his team quickly rectified the problem. They fixed the engine, created more models. Lamborghini most of the time is more expensive and it's better looking than the Ferrari. Really, Lamborghini, he got into the supercar industry. He didn't want to start a car company. He wanted to stick to tractors. He literally went to Enzo Ferrari to complain about his vehicle. Just imagine if Ferruccio Lamborghini and Enzo Ferrari sat down and Enzo Ferrari took everything on board, fixed the Ferrari. We wouldn't have Lamborghini today. Sometimes the best ideas and our creativity comes at a time when we don't expect it. Lamborghini was bought by Chrysler and then now it's owned by the German company, none other than Volkswagen. Which one do I prefer, the Lamborghini or the Ferrari? I've driven both of them. This is the Lamborghini, this is the Ferrari. Which one do I like the most? In my opinion, looks wise, Lamborghini takes it for me. It just looks like a beast. Once you're in an Aventador, you have eyeballs. Like, it's the car. It's a beauty, but what I don't like about the Aventador is you're paying over 300 grand for a car that's got no air condition, no radio. But driving wise, I prefer the Ferrari. In my opinion, it was easy to drive. I think anybody can drive a Ferrari. The Lamborghini was wide. It's a very wide car. It may not look it, but it's a very wide car. I just find Ferrari very easy to drive, but looks wise, Lamborghini takes it for me. What do you like the most, Lamborghini or Ferrari? Appreciate all the love and the support. Thank you very much. It means the world to me. It's your boy. Appreciate the support. Make sure you guys stay safe. And if you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I'm watching you. And also make sure to destroy the like button if you haven't already. Comment, like, subscribe, share the video. It's your boy, in and out. Peace. Yeah.